Hello and welcome to the first day of this WordPress course. This is going to be a really great time for you. It's going to be a really exciting time for you. I'm sure a lot of you out there have been probably putting off making a website for a really long time. And this is probably something that's been on the back burner, but I think you'll be very happy you made the decision to start to jump into this and finally actually build your own website. As you'll find out, and as my website said, it's really not that hard. WordPress is incredibly easy to use. It's incredibly intuitive and so fast and simple. You're going to find that it's a really great platform to build your website on. So to start, who is this course for? So I don't know how you found me. I don't know how you found the course. But regardless, this course is really for anybody who wants to get started building a website. WordPress has been around for a number of years, and it's actually incredible how many websites it actually powers out there. There are probably a number of websites out there that you use every day that are built on WordPress. Now, a lot of those websites are fairly complicated, and we won't get quite into that far of development for this course, but this course is for think small businesses. It's for marketers who might work internally for their marketing team that want to build a website for the company to keep costs low. It's for even designers who are looking to be able to build websites but don't necessarily want to start learning how to code a website or want to become a developer. But maybe that's something they want to offer their clients is building a website. So there's a variety of people that might be looking for a course like this. But regardless from where you're starting out, as long as you are looking for a basic, quick start way to get started with WordPress, you are in the right place, because in this course, we are going to learn in only 3 days how to build a website using WordPress, which will give you all of the tools and ability to make the updates, make the theme changes, make the design changes, content updates, everything you need to get started. All right, so I know what you're thinking. Hold on a minute. I don't have a large budget. I cannot afford to build a website. Well, let me stop you right there. WordPress, first of all, is a free platform to use. An area where a lot of people get confused is WordPress has two versions. There is a paid version and there's a free version. If you go the paid route, you're basically paying for their blogging platform. It's a much more closed platform. It has a lot more restrictions in it. I highly recommend not going with that. It is not worth the money. But second, there is a free version. So if you go with the free version, it's a lot more flexible. You're basically able to do whatever you want with it. You have much more control over your website. So beyond WordPress, which is free, there are only a handful of other costs you're going to run into, which are very minor. And we will go through all of this in day 2. But just to give you a heads up, so you will have to buy a domain name. So whatever your company is, .com, mycompany.com, yourcompany.com, whatever domain name you want, that is a yearly fee of roughly between $10 to $15 a year. So that's what, $2 or $3 a month right there for the domain fee. Second, you'll run into a fee for hosting. Hosting is a monthly fee that completely varies depending on what host you want to go with. So now, for people like you who are just starting out, I don't recommend paying that much for hosting. There are a number of hosts out there that offer hosting for between $5 to $10 a month that will work great for your purposes of getting a website up and ready and live and for your users to be able to use. So that would be between $5 and $10 a month. So if you add that up, that's what, $12 to $13 a month, at most $20 a month for building your website. Beyond that, everything else is optional. And what do I mean when I say everything else? Well, you could buy themes if you want to start with a pre-built theme that someone else designed and put together for you. You can buy that. Those completely vary, but that's usually a flat fee, and then you install the theme and you have it. There's also plugins. Plugins are little extensions for WordPress that give you more control over certain aspects of the website. Those are completely optional depending on what functionality you want to add to your website, but those could be a flat fee or it could be a subscription. Nowadays, most of them are moving towards subscription. So something to keep in mind there, that obviously you encounter larger costs, but for getting started and getting a basic website up, you're looking at between $10 to $20 a month at most, and that will get you started with a website that is live that people can visit. Second thing you might be thinking, I'm not a programmer. I don't know how to make a website. I can't develop. I don't know code. I don't know HTML. I don't know CSS. I don't know jQuery. I don't know any of that stuff. It's a completely foreign language to me. This is not for me. That's completely fine. You don't need to be a programmer to make a website. That is a big misconception, especially nowadays, that you actually need to know how to code to make a website. There are a number of tools out there lately that make this process very easy, and you don't even have to touch a line of code. These days, most people are using page builders to make their websites. For people like you who are just starting out with a website and don't want to touch a line of code, that's completely fine, and a page builder is a great fit. You're going to find it's very easy to use, it's very intuitive, and it lets you build a website without knowing a line of code. So if you're not a programmer, don't worry about it. You're going to be able to go through this course in only 3 days and end it with a website that is live that people can visit. So speaking of this 3-day course, let's go through basically what we're going to go through in these 3 days. So I made it very easy for you. You can see the outline on the website. But day 1, we are going to focus on setup. Once you go through the rest of the videos for day 1, we're going to go through basic setup. We're going to go through buying your domain. We're going to go through hosting. We're going to go through setting up WordPress and installing it for the first time. And after that, logging into WordPress, getting familiar with the dashboard and all the various settings. And then we're going to customize and get a theme set up. And we're going to get a theme installed and ready to go to customize. That takes us into day 2. Day 2, we're going to focus on the design of your website. We're going to focus on customizing that theme to fit your brand. And we're also going to get started with Elementor, which is another page builder that will take it even another step further. After that, we jump into day 3. Day 3, we're going to focus on marketing. So we're going to go through creating a blog and creating blog posts, which is a very essential part of WordPress. If you're not looking to make a blog, that's totally fine. You can skip this step and you don't have to go through it. But I do recommend at least watching it so you're familiar with the setup. We're going to go through setting up categories for your blog, archives, setting up a main blog page. And then after that, we're going to take a basic start into SEO. That's a really big topic, but for people getting started, there are a lot of basics you can learn in SEO to get your site ranking very well on Google. Beyond that, we're going to look at the other core functionality of WordPress, which is plugins, which, like I said earlier, is just kind of a way to extend built-in functionality of WordPress and be able to do whatever you want with your website. From there, you can really take your website wherever you want with plugins and the knowledge that you learn in this course. So after you finish these 3 days, you're going to have your website built. It's going to be built for your brand. You're going to have a great grasp as to how to use WordPress, how to customize it, and make it do what you want it to do. So now that you know what the course is about, let's get started.